Error. Hulk crew data not found. Identify yourself. Error. Hibernation pod access is registered. A fine of 10,000 bits will be assessed in your corporation's. Your uniform has been rated 8.
Oh, I never felt anything like that. I'm gonna need a minute.
You ought to see Quincy for your assignment.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from Dr. Wells. The transmission is marked with priority status urgent! Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate the board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. How can I be? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping.
Good to see you, boss. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back. That's right. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was... Stowaways ain't free. We were just as trapped as anybody else. Imagine spending your whole life looking out at the stars. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could... Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. But on the other hand, broadside... Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civ... I caught a real lucky break. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Hey, Cap.
Greetings, customer.
Something on your mind?
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
What? What was that? Looking for your friend? Just kidding. Guess I'm getting paranoid.
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14% of the... Expected that... value. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put...
Well, folks, I ain't exactly keen on busting into a prison, but riddling bored stooges with bullets does sound like a ride and a half.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth, but that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
Captain, come on. Even I've heard of the biggest
But since no one ever makes it out, this is all just speculation.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus...
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you...
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my...
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of...
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads...
We gonna prepare? Sure. Sure, boss. You do the talking. Good to see you, boss.
Hey, Cap.
Something on your mind?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I... Mm-hmm. I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me. In the I am pleased to inform you. Please be advised. The interior can be chilly. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me. I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876 million. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a...
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes. We're on lockdown. We have Tartarus docking authorities signing up. Hang on. Wait, is that from the groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that, just...
Transmission term... How can I... Goodbye.
captain did right by us once.
What was that?
Now
What's
it's
that
our
noise?
turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Margot.
Don't let up.
Stay down, Hullhead.
I need cover! Take him down.
Stay down, Hullhead.
Stay down, Hullhead. Got my sights on you.
Can't let you take all the glory here, bounty hunter.
Open fire! Dissident neutralized. Groundbreaker doesn't need shots like you. Reloading! Somebody toss this garbage up here. Somebody clean up this mess. Somebody toss this garbage up the airlock.
What was that? Something's not right. I'll find whoever did this. Nothing there. What? Something's not right. Take him down!
I think I'll initiate it.
The captain did right by us once. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Margot!
Protect the Groundbreaker! I'm taking cover! Somebody clean up this mess.
The captain did right by us. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardet!
Bring him down! Somebody tossed this garbage out the airlock. Protect the Groundbreaker! No breaker! Stay down, Hullhead. Dump the bodies with the rest of the garbage. Somebody clean up this mess. Take him down! I'm taking cover!
Something's not right. No prisoners! Stop! That! Attack! I'll hold him back!
anything.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Sora can see me now! Ram, asshole! Get him!
that? I better take a look.
Bring him down!
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick. Oh, the look on your face, Fan. But that's between us. As far as my adoring Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our... I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab... Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not... Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic... We don't. We'll have to agree to disagree on that one, Captain.
right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and fight!
See what the fuss is about a blasting laptop. Fugitive's a fugitive.
Waste of company ammo.
Better take a look.
Fire up! Open fire!
Waste of company ammo.
Time to collect a fine bounty.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. Words cannot express the extent of my disappointment. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the net. Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. My reports described you as one of Halcyon's sharpest minds. I should have dealt with you along. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your impertinence. Leaving you alive was my greatest. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured... I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon, you were one of my finest agents once. I don't, you perfidious turncoat. You know... Fair enough. Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those tests... My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded... That isn't true. It can't be. That experiment was absolutely essential to... Damn you. You are telling the truth. We're going to have to start all over again. All that... You were always an unknown variable. You were too dangerous to leave unsupervised. I had to make use of you. You chose to ally yourself with an irrational madman. Your convictions are admirable. Even if they are... I haven't given up on the program yet. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. And don't worry.
Why won't you just die?
Get me out of here! You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. I know, my friend, I know. And now it's finally over. The board's finished. It's only a matter of time before the entire system slips from their grasp. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. I would like nothing more than to celebrate the Earth has gone dark. We haven't 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to... We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means? Yes. I don't know what happened, but something must have gone. We have no connection back to Earth. I heard it from Akande herself. She tried to pressure me into joining her. She was half right. We are alone. You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on... That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard of... Yes, Akande mentioned... Akande had kept the truth to herself, perhaps with... Yes, you were the one who reactivated that relay station, weren't you? Any message from Earth would have arrived unencrypted. It's been... The board tried using drones to contact Earth. Every one of those drones sent back the same... I wasn't trying to hide the truth from... Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you... I'm not asking you to forgive... My apologies. If you have... Yes, we do. You've done... We must begin the revival process immediately. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine... You've certainly earned your freedom. You've kept your end of our bargain. Now it's time... You're the best thing to ever happen. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our future...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and left Dr. Wells to his own devices. The affairs of the colony never distracted you from living out your own dreams, to captain a ship, to sail the ether, and to earn a reputation as the greatest spacer Halcyon ever had. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.